Can we all hear this? Can you hear the lyrics over the tune? I think change is necessary to save lives. And so now we have to do it again. But this time, it doesn't need to be called lockdown. My idea is let's call it grounding. When we ground ourselves, things become clearer. When we are in touch with the ground itself, we can develop a food system that works for everybody. When aeroplanes and rockets are on the ground, the air is cleaner and fewer people die. I have a vision of grounding, of people waking up and recognizing what's important, of a slowing down, like one of Marcus's favorite phrases, life is too short not to take the scenic route. Do you want me to stop?
So, Chris, before at the protest, a Just Stop Oil lady who sang a Nina Simone song.
My baby just cares for trees, bees, seas, and me.
My baby just cares for trees. My baby just cares for seas. My baby just cares for bees and me at the end, you know? It was quite nice. It was quite sweet. It was quite cute. But earlier on, she said, and we know that the lockdowns a dress rehearsal for the climate lockdowns of the future.
Yep.
And then I'm like, what? I can't believe I've just turned it off. So I turned it back on and I got to say, and I don't want to call them lockdowns. I want to call them grounding. We're being grounded. It's grounding because we see things more clearly when we're grounding. Like your vantage point won't be very clear from your flat or your coffin pod. What's your interpretation of Just Stop Oil's vision of the future then?
Well, I mean, this protest was quite telling. You had Black Lives Matter, Extinction Rebellion, and Just Stop Oil. They're basically completely indistinguishable, right? They are sort of the three heads of the exact same snake. You had people like wandering around being like, socialism is the way. They're socialists. This is all about socialism, right? And of course they need climate lockdowns. How are they possibly going to get people to stop using energy if not lockdowns? This is the thing that I've noticed about the leftists, right? They say they want a thing and they're going to ask nicely. They're not going to ask nicely, right? Asking nicely is just the first step. And once they've persuaded all the people that they can by asking nicely, then they move to coercion and they like split off another group of people. And then the final people that remain, who by this point are always the most hardcore resistors, the rightists, the reactionaries, that is when they start to use brute force and violence. It's totally coming, in my opinion. They're just basically scoping out the terrain and they are absolutely hell-bent on locking people down, to save the world. I mean, these people, they just want control, right? I mean, Just Stop Oil. Just want control. They want control. They fundamentally believe that society would be much better with less freedom. They don't want to come out and say that because one of the things I have noticed about leftists generally is that if people come out and say what they want in very, very simple language, it sounds horrible. And they know it sounds horrible, and they know that no one's going to go along with it if they say, oh, well, what we really want is for everyone to have less freedom. Everyone's going to be like, no. So instead, they finesse it. This is how it goes. Some people might say that I'm cynical, but I personally believe that it was always about this. I think that these movements, they just lie, right? Because they know that if they came out and said fundamentally what we want is green communism, no one would sign up to that shit. And then once they've like split off everybody that they can, and they've only got like a hardcore group of resistors remaining, that's when they go hard.
Everybody, thanks so much for letting me speak. Thank you.